Hey guys, and welcome to Sounds Like NYC, the only podcast dedicated to spotlighting New York City town. Our guest today is, well, I don't know like where you're based out of. New York City based, I guess singer, songwriter, producer. She hosts her own radio show on WNYU. Please
and
welcome.
She's a software engineer, kind of.
Well, we'll
maybe.
get to that later. You can't give everything in the front.
That is true. Yeah.
Please welcome Senaida. Yay!
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
I'm really
you
happy
for
to be
coming
here.
on. Yeah.
And I can't believe that intro only took one time.
Yeah.
We're so good at
We're
intros.
just one take wonders over
one
here.
take wonders.
Yeah.
Nobody
Take
needs to
wonders.
know.
Nobody
Yeah.
needs to know what happened before the camera started rolling. No.
So I guess I gave the people a little bit about yourself. Like, how would you describe what you do? Because you do a lot
You
of
do
things.
a lot, like.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's pretty much the elevator pitch. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, and music technologist. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, and I moved to New York City this past August, so August 2020. And now I go to NYU as a college student at the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music.
What a weird time to go to college.
It is, definitely.
Did you dorm like right off the get-go, or?
Yeah, I did. So I lived on Washington Square Park, right next to the campus, and
Wow,
it
just
was,
like right in the park.
Yeah,
That's
it's like the best
pretty
location.
hardcore.
Can I? What's the actual direction of it? Because that. I don't
What do you
know.
mean by
please
that?
don't stalk me.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Again, with the things, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, continue. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a very
so
off-the-grid type of person. Like I generally like you guys seen like Parks and Rec?
No.
no.
Oh,
But I know about
you,
it.
You know the fucking guy, Swanson.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like he just like off the grid, doesn't even use computers because he think they're fucking like
Yeah.
they're I firmly believe that.
Anyway, let's get back to
sorry.
our guest thing.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I moved here, and then it was like super weird because that was like the worst time of COVID, and everyone was like locked up. And I like moved into my dorm. We weren't allowed to like see anyone. Oh my God, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks, and it was like awful because the food was absolute shit.
Was like
I-
jail food? They just like slide it
Yeah.
under there.
I heard there was some like really
Yeah,
like,
it was on the
shitty
news.
stories like of them just like giving like a thing of like an apple or something, like some bullshit.
Yeah,
in
it was
NYU.
really bad. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these like salads that were like not fresh. It was like really gross stuff.
And you were still paying like full price tuition for that?
yeah,
That's stupid.
yeah, literally,
It's New York City. Like they couldn't have just like ordered you pizza from like any.
literally.
There's like 5 pizzerias.
Like I'm sure, I'm sure pizzerias would be like, "Yo, bro, like, yeah, NYU,
Yeah.
bro, put that on my box." You know what I mean?
We saved NYU
Exactly.
students' lives.
Yeah, like
yeah.
the first week was disastrous because they were just sending us stuff from like their company, their food provider, I don't know, and it was like really, really bad. So then they switched to a different provider and it got like slightly better, but at that point I just sort of stopped eating and I brought a bunch of like
She
cup
evolved
noodles.
to like photosynthesize. That's how bad the food was.
No, literally, I would eat like one meal a day because the only good thing they would send is usually like the breakfast. And then they let us order, they gave us like $200 of Grubhub to
Okay,
order
yeah.
food, and that was like a bit better. So yeah, that was my
kinda like
quarantine
It's
experience.
kind of like a slap in the face. Like, yeah, you paid like $60,000 tuition.
Yeah.
Here's $200.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, yeah.
Like, what made you want to come to? Like, that didn't stop you from coming to
I mean, she
NYU?
was already here when it was happening.
Yeah.
It was like she
Yeah,
could like
yeah.
fly back.
I mean, it wasn't too late. Like, you know what? Fuck it.
No, some people did. Some people left after
it.
like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Those were weak. Those were the weak ones.
But no, I've been like dreaming of coming to New York City since I was like little, or at least like somewhere far away from home. Like when I was in elementary school, I knew that I wanted to go to college somewhere as far away from home as possible. So it was like the States, and there's so many good music schools here compared to like Canada. So yeah.
Yeah, Canada sucks.
Hey, that's not true. Plenty of good things
They
that come out of
They got
Canada.
maple syrup.
We have poutine.
They got
Poutine.
poutine.
Beavertail. 16, like the TV show. Do you know that? No, you
What?
don't know that TV show?
They think
16.
shit, yeah,
Like, you know what I'm talking about,
I know
right?
what you're talking about.
No, you're not that young that you wouldn't know what 16 is.
Just look it
You
up
should
later.
watch it.
Look it up
It
later.
is some of the best Canadian animation has to offer. 16, like you don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh my God, are you serious?
It's exactly
Maybe
what
I've
it sounds
seen
like.
it, but
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
seen it,
really.
yeah.
It's just 16-year-old kids in the mall doing 16-year-old kids at the mall things.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
Yes.
I do. Okay, no, I do. I do.
Yes.
On
I didn't know
Cartoon
it was
Network.
Canadian until like last year.
Yeah. They have a
Yeah.
very distinct style. Apparently, like the lines are like boldened. That's like their thing in Canada.
What do you mean?
Like the outlines of the characters.
Yeah.
It's like bolder than like our characters. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like the outline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it sort of like Futurama, or was that like a different?
No, I mean, it's, in terms of like the animation style, it was like, because I thought it was like, what do you call
Like
it?
Total Drama Island.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, yeah.
I think they reuse the same voice actors too.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to, sorry about that.
We digress.
Yeah. So there's nothing good in Canada. Basically, is what we're saying.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. No,
Yeah.
I think there's like
We
pretty.
have
yeah.
Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake and
Justin Timberlake's
Drake.
Canadian.
Ryan Gosling.
Drake
He's
is
Canadian?
Canadian.
Yeah, Drake.
Drake is Canadian.
What? Wait. Justin Timberlake is Canadian?
I don't know. Is he? I think he is.
No.
I'm gonna look this up. I don't think he
Someone
is.
look this up.
Wait, but why'd you
he is.
say? Why did like he come to mind?
She was like and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's American. Got you.
Is he?
Yeah, he's American.
But he hosts so many Canadian shows.
Yeah,
He
'cause
did?
He looks like a
Yeah.
Canadian,
Like
I guess.
what?
Like our award shows.
Why?
I don't know.
That's so. You would think. I mean, was this like years ago when like he was just like still like coming from like what was the boy band he was in? NSYNC, was it? NSYNC, like from those days, or like more like recently.
Recently he like.
You think that they would
hosted-
get like Justin Bieber or like Drake, but I guess they're too famous
can't
and
afford
busy.
'em.
Yeah,
I don't think
probably
Drake
not.
would host an award show.
Probably not, right? That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's too busy texting underage girls.
yeah, because it's kind of funny.
How's it
Yeah,
pivoting? How's the music scene in Canada?
or in Toronto specifically, where you're
Yeah.
from.
I think it's all right. I personally thought it was like sort of lacking. Definitely compared to New York, it's like very, very different.
Right.
Like the scene here is so vibrant. It's like there's all kinds of people, all kinds of genres. And in Toronto, it's like that, but a lot smaller. So like we had this one jazz club, the Rex, and it was like the go-to place. And it had really good jazz, but it was like the one place that you would go. Or like we had sort of like this like acoustic-y, folky scene. But it's sort of less like communal. I feel like it's small, so like everyone knows everyone, but at the same time, it's just not as much like fun, you know?
Like so would you say like there's less competition or there's just less places to perform at?
There's less places to perform for sure. So like one of the things I noticed, especially for like younger performers, was that there was like barely any venues that you could just like go to and like play open mics and stuff. And like even so, people don't usually like go to those places, as opposed to I feel like here people like would go to like just see people and like enjoy the music and like absorb the culture, because that's like why you come to New York. But in Toronto, everyone's sort of like doing their own thing, and like only music people would go to like other like their friends' shows and stuff.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because I feel like we have like there's like a similar dynamic up at like my college, where like there would be shows where like 90% of the people would just only be kind of like other music industry
Yeah.
majors and stuff like that, which was like really fun because it was basically one like united family, I guess, just like going to like support each other. But I guess that could get boring really fast, and like if it's so insular,
And it's also just
there's
like
no
the
chance
same
to
group
grow.
of people that you're playing to
Yeah,
every time. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So you're
And
not
it-
getting new listeners,
Yeah, that too.
which I
right.
guess is like
The
the whole
point,
point.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So was your like move to New York City like super like meditated, or was it just like apply to as many schools as possible and see what happens, sort of thing?
So I actually wanted to go to Berkeley first, and like all through high school, I was like, I'm gonna go to Berkeley, and that's like my dream school. And then in the summer of after my junior year, I went to Berkeley for like a summer program in Valencia.
This place sucks. In Valencia, Spain.
Yeah, I went to Valencia, Spain for their summer program.
yeah.
It was amazing. Like I love Spain and I want to like die there. But like the whole experience.
We'll arrange a hitman next time we go to Spain. How's next week sound?
I'm going to Philly next week, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, but I went there and like the whole conservatory, like the environment was like not what I was looking for. Everyone was so competitive, and I wasn't good enough at jazz. Like I'm really good at classical, so I have all the technique, but like I was just not good at improvising. And then everyone was just like really, really good that I couldn't stand out. And
Let me tell you, if you want to get good at jazz, I know this great guy. He's called Adam Neely. Amazing bassist. Just like
do you know
YouTuber.
him, or you know of him?
So actually the last guy that we interviewed or like 2 episodes ago, he knows Adam.
No way.
Because they're like bass buddies, and like he went to my so he graduated from my college.
Which
Andrew.
guy? No way, really?
Yeah, he knows Adam
cool.
Neely. Yeah. So yeah, hey, Andrew. But like, yeah, and he also went to the same school as me. He's like, I think 10 years my senior or something like that. But yeah.
Damn, he's old.
Don't be so mean. Anyway.
That's not mean. That's just a fact. I mean, older.
32 isn't that old though.
I feel like things start like dropping off after like 37. He's got like 5 years left.
Yeah, he has like 5 years left. Yeah, but like, so why was so in terms of jazz, just not like being your forte? Was it because of? I guess it was just like more of like the atmosphere more than like the music itself.
Yeah, like I took jazz lessons for like 2 years at the end of high school, and like I can play it, I can read the music, like I can like somewhat get it, but it's just like being with like the top of the top is like a different story, you know?
Because I feel like, I mean, jazz music has become, because you know, jazz music was never supposed to be
like
so
elitist.
like elitist and so like not like educational, so academic in the first place. It was just like you know, cool music black people made, and of course, you know, academia took a hold of it and kind of did what it did with it. But yeah, because I feel like there's like definitely so much elitism and so much BS within that world.
Yeah, now it's like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and it was like so focused on performance too. So, and that wasn't what I was looking for. So I sort of pivoted, and I was looking at other programs, and I happened to come to like the NYU. Well, I came to New York when I was playing at Carnegie to just like tour around.
Just like drop that casually. Yeah, I played Carnegie Hall.
We can go into that later if you'd like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I came here and I sort of looked around NYU, and I was like kind of looking at the Steinhardt Music Technology program because that was really interesting, and not a lot of schools have like a music technology focused program. And I sort of brought that back, and like NYU became my second choice. And then later I found out from a friend who had applied to Clive, and she got rejected, but now she goes to Berkeley and she's great. And so she told me about Clive, and like it was literally the perfect program for me because it just encapsulated all the different things that I wanted to do, like production, like artistry, songwriting, music technology, and like journalism. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I guess now will be a good time to kind of like go into introducing one of your songs to, you know, everybody that, you know, listening. So what song of yours would you like to, I guess, show everybody?
So I just dropped a new song last month, as you know, and it's called Maybe I Miss You, and it's going to be on my upcoming EP, Last Night Was the Last Night of My Past Life, which will be out in August.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I actually saw it on a sidewalk as like graffiti.
Way.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Is it by that 7 Souls Deep? Like,
no, it's not Seven Souls Deep, but I do know who you're talking about.
David hates him or her.
No, it's so good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you see him tagging
you see him
everywhere.
everywhere
them tagging
here.
everywhere.
Whoever
like,
that is.
I want to have them on.
I will
We should
never have them
on.
on.
Well, I would just go rogue and just.
if we're gonna have this person on, it's gonna be like a good cop, bad cop type of thing.
If they're okay with it, sure.
They don't have to be okay with it.
I don't know.
Though.
Why don't you? We could get into that later, but for now, let's listen to that single.
Yeah, let's do it.
Boop.
Your voice echoes through the telephone, saying I should come home. I turn away so you won't hear me holding back these tears. In the end, we'll never know
So, hey guys, welcome back to this episode of Sounds Like NYC, sponsored by Hop Tea, the only tea that is guaranteed not to get you drunk, but will make you feel like it.
We're gonna get sued, Daniel.
We're not gonna get sued. It's a joke. It's a parody. Anyway, we can get into this tea a bit later if we want to, but
No,
yeah.
I don't need more people knowing about this thing.
It's really
I won't
good.
have any.
You should
more.
reach out to them and ask them to sponsor you.
I
You
won't
should, to
have
be
any.
honest.
I won't have any left.
No, literally
If you get
just reach out to
sponsored-
them and then ask them to send you free stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh, and,
Well,
and
you
that's,
have more
and that's
clout
work
than
for
us,
you?
though.
Yeah.
With what?
Like YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm like an influencer. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was looking through her thing, and she's got way more clout than we do, though, bro. So
Huh?
she's got way more clout than we do. 105K views, 78K views.
Are you serious?
12K views.
Yeah,
No.
one of
Oh my
my
God,
things
you're a
just
big
hit
deal.
100,000.
Yeah,
Wait, was that like a performance?
No,
Yeah, it was
NYU
like-
move-in.
yeah.
Wow.
Like during the pandemic.
Okay, David, we need to milk her for all
Yeah.
she's
So
worth.
okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move into NYU, and do this whole thing too. That's the thing.
David,
Yeah,
I don't
NYU
want-
is the cloud.
Yeah, NYU is the
That's how
cloud.
you literally just put tag NYU in every
Yeah.
single one of my videos, and it like gets
Really?
views. Yeah.
Should we just do that? Just like, just like random.
Yo, we just found the hacks.
We just
the
found
hacks.
we just found a way to hack the algorithm. But okay, first let's get back to talking about your single. So I mean, what significance does like this single and the actual album title have to you?
Yeah, so I started writing the songs on this EP when I moved here. And like it's like a very recent project, and it's like weird because my last project took like 2 years to write and produce, and that was like when I was learning how to produce. So it's like not that good. But this is like a new chapter for me, I feel like. I'm like in a new city, and I was actually seeing a guy before I moved here. He like still is in Toronto and he goes to school there. So like we sort of knew it like was gonna end, and we like just didn't want to do the long distance, so we ended up breaking it off when I moved.
damn.
Like literally we broke up on like the day I left, so it was like
You're like, yeet.
Got rid of that guy. Thank God, bro.
Oh my God, do you think he's gonna watch this?
he's not gonna watch
Okay,
this.
okay.
She's got
He
a new
doesn't give a
boyfriend, so who cares?
shit.
That's true, yeah.
So like most of the songs are about him, like especially this one, and it's like basically about how we like still FaceTimed like every day when I was here for like months, and it was like really really unhealthy because we weren't getting back together, like we were broken up, and I was like trying to move on, but at the same time I like wanted to keep a part of myself like from back home and like him, and so that's sort of what the song is about. And like, you know, sometimes long distance doesn't work out, but like even if you love someone, I feel like you can't really stop loving them, you just have to sort of let them go.
Yeah, damn,
Damn.
that's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah. So what about the specific? So what about the album title? Like, what significance
Could
does
you
that
could
have?
you say it again? 'Cause
Last night was the last night of my past life.
How, whatever graphic designer you're gonna hire to like put that like on a CD cover is gonna hate you. I feel like
That's a lot of words.
that's a lot of work.
We
yeah.
actually have the cover ready.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
So
Okay, nice,
yeah,
nice.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
Can't show you guys, but it's like sort of on the theme of like all my single covers. It's all like sort of the same thread, and like it's sort of about like nostalgia and like just moving on to like this new chapter and like moving to New York, because like last night, like the last chapter of my life, I was in Toronto and I was like still young and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and now I am here in a new life. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I can't wait to see it like come to fruition.
I just want to see how the words fit on the,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
cover.
Can you like show us the design like kind of like off like screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
cool.
We got the
Yeah.
It's
David,
like
take
draft,
a picture of it so that we can mint it as
we're
like
gonna we're gonna
an
copyright
NFT.
it. We're gonna copyright it and take all the proceeds.
Yeah. So
Actually, like
You can show us
something
after
I
if you
wanted,
want, not
something
now.
I wanted to talk to you about was sort of like the group that you made in NYU, the Women in Music. Like talk to us about that.
Yeah, so when I first got to NYU, I was like sort of looking
NYU
at
was
clubs.
super sexist. They didn't, yeah.
No, I was looking at clubs to join, and I was like, oh, I should join like a music-related club. And I was like, because I came from an all-girls school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I went to an all-girls school from grade 7 to grade 12, and I was always surrounded by this like very like woman empowerment like environment. They like ingrained it into us. It's like.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were gonna say like super toxic, just because I guess the stereotype of
That
like
too.
girls. Okay, that too. Okay, okay, but continue.
But I like really liked being around these like women who were like all like really forward thinking and like creative, and so I wanted to like sort of surround myself with the same kind of environment here. And I didn't see any like woman focused music clubs, so I was like, well, I might as well start one, and like. You know what's gonna happen, like, and I think it's a very much needed space in the university, and that was very, very clear to me as soon as I like put out the message of like, oh, I'm starting this club, like if anyone's interested, and we had like so many different people come and say like, oh, I've been looking for something like this, and I really want to be a part of it, and so our club is an all university club, so it's open to all students, and
all students like citywide, you mean?
all students in NYU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So all students in NYU, like across colleges, because some are like college-specific clubs.
Okay.
But we really want to like connect everyone, even if they're not like a music major. I know a lot of people are like interested in doing music, and like we focus on all aspects of music. So like music business, performance, songwriting,
That's
production.
awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and like I just want to like be able to give people resources to like really just do what they want. With music and like
Yeah.
explore that passion.
Damn.
So this past semester we had a panel. We had a business music panel where we got a bunch of like women in the business industry come in and talk to us. And then we also had 2 production workshops, one for Logic, one for Ableton Live. And then we had
Thank
Austin.
God nothing for Pro Tools.
No, we do not teach Pro Tools.
We don't like Pro Tools in this house, boy.
We're trying to teach practical skills here.
Oh my God. So much shade, yeah. Wow.
And then we
Sponsored by Pro
also,
Tools.
yeah, we also did like an open mic, which we're hoping to do more of, and like showcases and stuff in the future once everything gets back to in person. So yeah, like the club is a really, really great community, and I've like been watching it grow. So I'm really excited for what's gonna happen.
It's so cool because I mean you're just pioneering so much. Like you're just like a almost like a college sophomore, right? And you just like you're just starting off strong. I mean, obviously, like you've had like a lot of background from like when you were younger and stuff like that. But damn, just like seeing how much you're just like pioneering and just like trailblazing and stuff like that.
And you also
Damn
host
it.
a radio show.
I do.
Oh, yeah,
I
she
do.
does,
That's
yeah.
like my passion. I actually just found out I'm going to be associate music director of WNYU
Oh.
Nice.
next year. So look out for that. My show is called
Remember
Classy.
us. Just remember
Yeah.
the little guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so my show is called Classy and Sassy, and I host it on WNYU 89.1 FM every Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Or let me do that again. My show is called Classy and. Are you gonna edit this?
No.
I mean, we can. I
No,
mean,
I
don't, just let,
You
let
know
us
what's
speak.
funny?
Let us speak.
No,
Wait.
no.
Stop mansplaining to her.
Whenever somebody says, "Are you going to edit this?" it makes me immediately not want to edit it because I feel like it's just funny.
Yeah, and
I'm
you didn't make
I'm
like
an asshole.
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
it comes
no,
down
no.
to.
I agree. Like it wasn't like a
And
like
the more
huge
we
mistake
talk
or like
about
blunder.
it, the more we talk about it in the podcast, it's just funny to me.
Yeah, and it makes it harder to like edit out.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna keep all of this.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Well, my radio show is called Classy and Sassy, and it's on WNYU 89.1 FM, and I host it with my friend Jackson every Wednesday from 11:30 to 1 a.m. It's a pretty lonely time slot, but we play contemporary classical music from the 20th and 21st century, and mostly focusing on underrepresented artists and composers, so like women composers and like composers of color.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I for one, back in like college, I had to go to these like so we had like a music appreciation course, which I don't know why music
I don't
industry
appreciate
majors had to
music
take a
at
music
all,
appreciation course. We
actually.
already
I hate
appreciate
music.
music. But anyway,
Music sucks.
so for me, I had to go to like these recitals that I really didn't want to go to. I fell asleep in some of them, and
What he's saying
this
is
is
like
to
he
say,
thinks
what
that
are
classical
some
music
classical
sucks.
artists, some modern classical artists, you think somebody like, because you know what I like basically. We were like talking about this previously, but how I like bands like Polyphia, stuff like that. So like, what like classical artists could you recommend to me as somebody with a tiny brain?
Okay, well, there's one that I've been listening to recently. I actually got this from Jacob Collier, and it's
Oh, okay.
like a jazz classical sort of
So
composer.
Jacob Collier?
Not Jacob Collier, but he's a good one too.
Yeah.
His name is Nick Bersch,
Nick
Bartsch.
Yeah.
And he
Sounds
has,
German.
yeah, and he has these really cool like instrumental, sort of like jazzy song type things,
Okay.
arrangements.
Yeah.
We actually played one of his songs on our show. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'd say that's like borderline classical.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like recently, we've been playing a lot of. Well, it's like AAPI month.
Okay, yeah.
So we've been playing some Asian artists. And do you know Steve Reich's Electric Counterpoint?
No.
That sounds really cool. No.
Yeah, you should check that
Yeah.
out. Actually, that's a good one.
Write that down.
I'm sorry, what?
And I actually found a recording done by this Japanese Katoist, like the instrument, the
Yeah.
Kato, I think it's called. And it's like the string instrument, and he plays the electric counterpoint on that instrument. And it's like
Nice.
this cool fusion of like Japanese music, but also like American contemporary music. So.
Yeah.
Damn,
Nice. Yeah.
it's a funky instrument.
It is.
Play that.
You play it. It's almost like a lap
Oh,
steel, but
gotcha.
Japanese,
Yeah.
essentially.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, so like,
That's cool.
I guess now would be a good time to talk about kind of like, because in the intro, David was saying that you are also a music technologist. So I mean, we've talked about this off camera, but what you're planning on doing is some galaxy brain, literally.
Do you even
Galaxy
want to
brain,
talk about
just
it?
Like,
honestly, like,
Yeah.
do you? Yeah. You
yeah,
cool with it?
yeah,
Yeah.
So like, just like, cause explain it like as if I'm like 5 years old. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like working on it right now. So basically, my project is called MiSynth, and it's a music technology startup. It's gonna revolutionize the way musicians and songwriters and producers make music. So what it
Big
does,
claims.
yes, it will. And so what we do is we take the brain waves and we read that and decode it into like what the properties of a synth basically, and we use that to reconstruct it into like an actual synth that you can then tweak and like make sounds with and make music with, and basically just like any other like wavetable synth that you can adjust. So basically, instead of having like a preset for your synth, you're using your brain to think of a sound, and then it generates it using AI.
But tell people how it, how you install it. It goes in your head.
Well, yes. Mainly, we're hoping to use Neuralink, which is one of the most, I think, interesting projects in development right now for like BMIs, which are like brain something
Brain
readers.
machine.
BMIs, yeah. Brain machine interfaces, I think it's called.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went
And
to college. I know things.
And so with Neuralink, they've gotten a monkey to play video games like Pong, where it can like move the controls back and forth, and it's just so cool. I feel like, and it's the future. So
I just had a funny thought. Like, what do you imagine if monkeys were actually really smart?
I
But
mean,
they
they're
just
pretty
no.
smart, yeah.
But they dumb themselves down for us.
Yeah.
Like just to keep us happy.
Planet of the Apes style.
Like
They're gonna
could
take
play,
revenge one.
they could play COD right now. They're like, oh, Pong, yeah.
yeah, next time you play COD, you might be playing against a
Exactly.
monkey.
There you go.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're hoping to use Neuralink as the main input for our system, even though it does work with other brain scanners, but it's like, I guess it's not as accurate. And yeah, and then we'll use the AI side, probably something like Google Magenta. They have a project called MiSynth, which is used to like combine different sounds to create a new synthesizer, to actually like generate the sound.
So, in terms of so within this idea or like the plan for like the final plugin, would I essentially, so for example, because I guess it would be pretty simple brain power wise to like imagine just sort of like a simple saw wave. Because,
yeah, exactly.
you know, it's like very direct, like there's only one way to imagine it. So what you're saying is that what you're planning on doing is having this like synthesizer brain magic device. Not to like belittle you about this, like so I could just like imagine kind of like a saw wave playing like a major scale, and that would translate into like MIDI into like a DAW.
So actually, someone's already done that. Someone's already done brainwave to MIDI.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
buy that
that
right
one's
now.
not, because if you think about it conceptually, it's not as hard to do notes,
Yeah.
because notes are like tangible things, really, like, because
Yeah.
you can imagine certain pitches. So people have done a lot of research into, at least like a substantial amount of research into brainwave to MIDI, and that's like possible now. So that's sort of our first step that we're leaping off of. What our product does instead is like it actually takes the sound. So like you were saying, like with the sawtooth wave, it would just be the sawtooth wave that is generated, and then you can then like map it to MIDI, like Serum or something, and then you
Yeah.
can play like your scale or whatever you want to play.
That's crazy, because I'm thinking of just like a standard, I forgot the technical term for it, but kind of like your like super simple sort of like, crap, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like a super simple pad, for say,
Yeah.
like a super simple swelling pad, like a super generic house style, you know, swelling pad. Like I could imagine something that's as like complex as that and have it translate.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
That's
wow.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's
Imagine
like
being high.
you can think of some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I think the main problem, like the reason I came up with this whole product was because I've been running to this problem where it's like, I want to create this certain sound that I hear in my head.
Same.
Right.
But I like am pretty good with synths already, and I still like can't exactly recreate what I want. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, especially if you don't even have that tech background or a
Yeah.
production background. It's like even harder.
No,
But
yeah,
I got a
same.
question about that though. Like, let's say, like, would you be able to play the same sound again? You know what I mean? Like, would
Oh,
you have
oh,
to like,
kind of
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah,
Like
would you,
save
Saving
it?
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
save it for
Oh,
sure.
okay, cool. So
Yeah.
we wouldn't have to like think about it again.
Yeah.
No, like you can save presets. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fancy
Like basically
schmancy.
we're just mapping it like once. I guess like how it would work would probably, you could have like a record function, like a time that you're actually thinking of the sound, and then you stop recording it, and we'll like analyze all of the different like parameters of the synth that you were thinking of, and then you can play it.
Wow, yeah,
Fancy.
because like for me,
The future is now.
it is because for me right now, I'm trying to incorporate more synths into my music, and like one of my favorite examples is just like synth usage in general comes from this person called Owain, and he's like an instrumental guitarist, but he's also very adept on like piano stuff like that, and like the synth tones he's able to pull off and stuff like that. Obviously, if I were just to study, you know, about like, you know, synthesis and stuff like that in general, I could probably pull it off without ease. But one, I'm lazy. Two, that's a lot of reading and watching
Yeah.
videos. But like, yeah, I'm just like looking forward to, you know, you kind of like building this. Obviously, maybe by the time it's in like, you know, final version, I would have already learned as much as I
Yeah.
could have about you know, synthesis. But regardless, like, I can't wait to see Andrew Huan basically use your plugin, is what I'm saying. And he's Canadian, by the way.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so that's very one good thing Canada has on its side.
True.
Or like another good thing.
I'll give you
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I mean, you said you were gonna talk about it before, but if you don't, I mean, if you want to, kind of like, so you were talking about how you like played like a Carnegie Hall, but off camera you told us that didn't go as planned. But because of that performance, because of that moment, it kind of like changed change your whole musical direction. So it is a big part of your story. So would you just mind explaining for the audience?
Sure. So I started as a classical pianist, as you know, when I was 4, and I studied at the Royal Conservatory of Music for many, many, many years. And I'd always had this sort of like dream to become a classical pianist, because that was really the thing that I thought I was really good at. And then when I got into high school, I sort of like started realizing that I wasn't like the top of the top. And it's like, nowadays, it's so hard to make it in the classical music industry. So I was like still doing competitions at the time and just like playing all these pieces that my teacher had given me. And when I was 14, I went to nationals. It was the Canadian music competition, and it was in Quebec. And then I was so prepared to like win that year, because I was like, not a lot of people went, and I was really excited. And I just went on stage and I blanked out, like literally 2 minutes
Carnegie
into
Hall.
No, this was in nationals.
Okay.
Sorry. So
Nationals?
I was mistaken. So that Carnegie Hall is like a different performance.
Yeah, that was like after.
So sorry about that. I was
do you want me to
mistaken.
talk about that?
Well,
So,
we can talk about that after you finish giving your
it's
anime backstory.
the,
Basically.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So I basically blanked out, and then I just was like so traumatized by that performance that I was like, I am never gonna be able to perform again. And like after that, I would like always blank out every time I had a performance, and it was just really bad. And it got to the point where I was like, I just don't even want to perform anymore. I don't want to play anymore. Which is also when I started getting into like songwriting and production, and I realized like creating my own music was like way more interesting than playing other like dead old white guys music. So that's how my production side sort of started. But before I sort of wanted to like stop playing piano, really, I wanted to like play at Carnegie Hall, because that was like my dream ever since I was little. And this opportunity came for this international competition where the gala was in Carnegie Hall. So I applied, and then I played, and I was like so prepared this time. Like I was like, I'm not gonna mess this up. This is like my one shot. And well, I won, and it was like amazing just being in Carnegie Hall. I remember like, I literally, okay, you were talking about anime, right? Like, you know, your Lion April, the scene where she is like playing Winter Wind. Yeah. No, it's Emmy. Emmy's playing Winter Wind, and she's wearing that red dress, and I was like, I have to get a red dress exactly like that.
Yeah, because that anime came out around.
Wow. And so I bought a red dress that looked exactly like hers, and it was just
it's like a video like on your YouTube channel.
And the song I was playing was Winter Wind.
Are you serious?
So I literally did like the ultimate cosplay at Carnegie Hall.
Yo, like that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, there it is. You just passed it.
This one, right?
Yeah.
I actually have a photo.
No. Oh, that's like, wait, 6 6. No, that's something different.
So like the top one is Emmy and the bottom one's me.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
That's wild.
This would make for like a really good meme. Like, have you like memed this? Like, oh, this is so, that's crazy. Oh my God.
And it's like the same piano too, which is like absolutely insane.
You planned everything.
Yeah.
It was all thought out.
Yeah. When anime becomes real life, that just cut out. When anime becomes real life, yeah, that's so crazy. So like, I mean, so like that like moment, obviously, it was a blunder in the moment, but ended up changing your life.
Yeah.
Do you still think about it when you play?
I do play, just not as much.
Yeah.
I used to practice like 6 hours a day, and now I like haven't touched my piano in like 3 months, which is not good.
yeah, because I'm trying to like record my own EP, and I haven't really gotten down to like practicing guitar in like a while, which like kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, speaking of which, so like these days, what are you trying to like improve on like as a musician, like holistically, like your production side, your actual technical side. general knowledge side? Like, what are you trying to get better at these days as a musician?
Definitely songwriting.
Yeah.
I used to think I was like a decent songwriter, and then I got here, and my profs were like, "There's so many things you can work on. Like
Yeah.
your lyrics suck. They're so generic, and like they're not specific enough." And so I've been working a lot on like lyric writing, which I'm still really bad
Yeah.
at. And just like production in general. I definitely want to like make my stuff more like outstanding, I think, and sort of like develop a more unique sound that
Really?
is mine.
Just put a saturation plugin on every single track. 90% of the way there, I promise you.
I mean, I was messing around the other day with one of my singles. It's like the last song that I need to finish on this EP. And I went in like this 100 gex direction where I just started putting like bit crusher and distortion and
Yeah.
saturation on like everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I
You're
doing
making art.
anymore?
You're making art.
Maximalism.
Maximalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But like, why? I guess why put time into like? No, never mind. I'm blanking now.
Wait, really? Well,
Yeah.
Wait, what were you going to ask?
I got a brain fart.
Okay, then whatever. But I mean, so I guess as we end this episode, is there anything specifically you want to talk about? Like about yourself or just like anything really?
What do you want to plug?
Oh, is this the part where I plug? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You plug in
So
everybody, everything you can.
Yeah, so my EP, as I mentioned, last night was the last night of my past life, comes out in August. But my next single, Maria, comes out on June 4th, and the pre-save link will be available soon. And you can also check out my recent single, which we just listened to, Maybe I Miss You, on all streaming platforms under my name, which is just Senaida in all caps. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under Senaida XOXO. And my website is Senaida.ca, and I also have a YouTube channel.
And you also have like a little blog that you do about boba tea.
Ooh, yes, I
Yeah.
do. I have a blog called Tea and Tunes, where I do music and bubble tea review blogs. And so if you have any good artist recommendations or bubble tea recommendations, yeah, definitely. I am looking for more stuff to write about. And yeah, on my YouTube channel, I go by Senaida as well, and I do a bunch of like vlogs, just like informative videos. Sometimes I do performances, production stuff, but
Yeah, definitely gotta check you out.
I
Yeah.
want some bubble tea now.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, I guess. What is out of like all the bubble tea you've had in the city? What's like been the best bubble tea place?
easily Debut.
Where is that?
Debut is like on Thompson Street near Washington Square Park.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like
David's
a
looking it up
block
right now.
away,
Yeah.
and they just have such good boba. Like it's
217 Thompson Street.
yes.
Bet.
Yeah. What's your favorite flavor of bubble tea?
From them, they have a lot of like herbal teas that I really
Okay.
like actually, and there's one that's like a rose blossom
Ooh.
kind of. It's like a tea. It's like
Yeah.
an oolong tea with like rose infused.
Oh,
and, like,
okay, yeah.
With like
Fancy.
their.
So like you don't really like the milky stuff. You prefer like.
I do
the-
like the milky stuff, but it depends on the day.
Oh,
I like for them definitely like herbal teas better.
Cheese tea.
But oh yeah, their cheese tea is also really good, and also their fruit boba. It's like
boba?
it's like the. Have you tried like lychee jelly? It's kind of like
I've had it once or twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like chewier and it's
Hmm.
like clear. They make really good fruit boba. But you were
Yeah.
asking about milk teas.
Yeah.
I think Biao Sugar
Oh,
near
okay, yeah.
Herald Square. They have like the ones in the little eggs.
Oh, I think I've been there before. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, I mean, thank you for coming on again. You, Jesus, like imagine where you're gonna be in 5 years. I mean,
Yeah, it's kinda
damn,
nuts.
like
A broke artist? Yeah, probably.
no, obviously not with like.
No,
with
you'll be like above the poverty line, I would say.
No, I mean,
Definitely.
all the best of luck to you because you're just
Thank
like
you.
I said before, you're just like trailblazing
Yeah, it's
and
nuts.
you just
It's nuts what you're doing.
like what were we doing when we were 18? Jesus, David.
I don't want to remember.
Yeah, you don't want to think about that, do you? I was
rather
like telling
not.
her.
I'd rather not.
I was telling her.
You don't
off
have
screen.
to just end it there.
Okay. All right, so guys, thank you for watching this episode of Sounds Like NYC. I've been Daniel Shadrach Reed III.
And I've been David.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and I'm Senaida.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.